Hi everyone, welcome to this introduction to the Metasploit framework, one of the most powerful penetration testing tools out there. Whether you're an ethical hacker, a So my name is Ruben Balanya, a cybersecurity engineer at Techmax Solutions Limited. And so we'll start with a brief history on Metasploit. Metasploit was originally created in 2003 by H.D. Moore as a simple tool for security research. Over time, it evolved into a fully fledged framework. And in 2009, Rapid7 acquired it, making it even more robust. Today, it's widely used for penetration testing, security research, and even learning ethical hacking. So what exactly is this Metasploit tool? Well, it's an open source framework that allows security professionals to test and exploit vulnerabilities in computer systems. It's packed with thousands of exploits, payloads, and auxiliary tools that help identify and patch security flaws before attackers can exploit them. Why would you use this tool, you might wonder? Well, here are the few key reasons. First of all, it's open source, meaning it's free to use and backed by a massive community. Supports automation. You can script attacks, run vulnerability scans, and even integrate with other tools. It's user-friendly. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, this tool makes penetration testing accessible. And lastly, it's constantly updated with new exploits, modules, and patches to keep up with the latest vulnerabilities. Now that you have an idea of what Metasploit is, in the next videos, we'll dive deeper, covering installation, basic commands, and even running your first exploits. If you're excited to learn more, don't forget to like, repost, and subscribe to Techmax Solution Limited to get all your cybersecurity needs and IT needs. Hi, welcome back to this Metasploit series. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to install Metasploit on your Linux machine. So first, we're going to connect to our virtual machine, which is on our internal servers here at Techmax. By the way, for any of your cyber needs, make sure to contact us. And so let's get started. So I'm just going to quickly type in the command SSH, followed by my username on the virtual machine, that is, with an @ sign, and the IP address of the machine. So SSH stands for Secure Shell, and it's just a way for you to log into your virtual machines from a remote area. Just going to press enter. Oh, and I've seen I've put in the wrong IP address. So let's try that again. So once again, it's SSH Ruben. That's my username at the IP address, and press enter. It prompts me for my password, which I shall quickly put in. And now you can see there's a tab for the last login, which shows you details of my last login. And we can proceed ahead to install Metasploit on this virtual machine. So if I quickly press Control and L, it clears the screen. And if I paste in this command, what this command does is, first of all, it gets the Metasploit framework from their website and puts it into this file called msf install. The double ampersand stands for and. So this and, after it puts the command into the mf install file, the next command changes the mf install into certain permissions. with the user, the first seven being for read, write, execute for the user, the second five being the write and execute for the group, and the last five being the write and execute for the other users of the Linux machine. And the second art is to initiate the MF install file so that the Metasploit framework can be installed on the virtual machine. So if I just put enter, oh, this is also another, not a burden, but something we also have to consider. So you have to be root user to update the package. So I should have started the command with sudo, but the machine was intelligent enough to put it in for me. So if I put in my password, it starts adding the Metasploit framework and installing it. So this should take not so long, but a couple of seconds to install into the system. You can see it's already at around 30%. It's not that large of a package anyways. It's done downloading the package, and now it's just checking the security key to ensure that the package is legit and not some cracked version that a cyber criminal has put out there on the internet. Now it's installing it into the virtual machine. And yeah, I think we're done for today's episode. So once the command prompt brings the command console back again, we can simply run MSF console to confirm that the package was successfully installed. And for this option, we can select yes to use and set up a new database in the system. And as we can see, the initial setup for the framework is now complete. And we are just about ready to get started using the framework to test our systems, test for exploitations. And as you can see, it comes with graphics like this cow over here. And we have exploits, payloads, evasions, and even documentation on certain attributes which you can get from the official Metasploit website. And there we have it. We've successfully installed Metasploit on our Linux virtual machine. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a happy time coding. Till next time. Hi everyone, and welcome to this session on the Metasploit architecture. Today, I'll be explaining how Metasploit is structured, how its different components work together, and why it's such a powerful framework for penetration testing. So let's get started. So for the architecture, Metasploit follows a modular architecture, meaning that different parts of the framework are designed to work independently while interacting with each other still. The key components include the core, which is the heart of Metasploit, managing communication between different components, modules, which are the building blocks of the Metasploit, containing exploits, payloads, auxiliary functions, and more. Interfaces. Metasploit offers multiple interfaces, such as the command line interface, which is MSF console, graphical interface, armitage, and the web-based interface. Utilities and libraries. These provide additional functionalities like encoding, invasion, and session management. And finally, we have the databases. So Metasploit integrates with databases to store information about exploits, targets, and sessions. Let's break down these core components in details, starting with the modules. So the modules are the scripts that Metasploit runs to perform the various actions. The main types of these modules include exploit modules, which contain the actual code to exploit vulnerabilities. Payload modules. Payload modules define what happens after a successful exploit, like such as opening a reverse shell to the target machine. Auxiliary modules used for various tasks such as scanning, fuzzing, or brute forcing. Post-exploitation modules. These help maintain access, gather information, and escalate privileges on the target machine. Encoder modules, which are used to obfuscate or hide payloads to evade various antivirus software. And finally, no operation modules, which are used to pad shellcode for buffer overflow attacks. On to the second component, we have the interfaces, in which Metasploit provides various interfaces to interact with the framework, such as MSF console, which is the most commonly used command line interface, MSF CLI, a command line interface for running specific modules directly, Armitage, a graphical front end for easier visual interaction with the tool, and MSF web interface, which is a browser-based UI used for those who prefer graphical interaction with whatever tools they're working with. Then we move on to libraries and utilities. Metasploit has several libraries that provide additional support, such as the Ruby extension library, the Metasploit framework library, and among others. So how does everything work together in Metasploit? When performing the penetration testing using Metasploit, the process generally follows a certain number of predefined steps. First, you have reconnaissance. Then you select which exploit you're going to use. We move on to payload selection. Then you encode and obfuscate in order to evade various security defenses and antiviruses. The actual exploitation, the post-exploitation, and then we move on to cleanup and reporting so that you can alert users or alert other people on what you found on their systems. And yeah, that's a basic overview of the Metasploit architecture. It's both powerful and flexible and allows you to simulate real-world attacks. And thank you for attending and listening to this video. Make sure to check out our website or contact us in case of any cyber needs. We are here for you at Techmax Solutions Limited. Hi, welcome back to another video. My name is Ruben Balanya, and in this video, I'll be taking you through how to use various modules to gather information on targets using Metasploit. So right now we are in the MSF console. You can access this console by simply typing this command. But since we're already in the console, let's just get started. So in order to use a module in Metasploit, you have to input the command use followed by the particular module in which you want to use. For this video, I'm going to use the auxiliary scanner, port scan, which can be used to scan a target machine to reveal the open ports on the machine. So if I quickly just put in the command, so this module uses the TCP protocol to potentially establish connections with the target machines. We can show what instructions or steps the module needs in order to successfully run using the show options command. And here we can see a number of options. So first of all, we are going to set the rhost, which is the target machine or machines or network that you want to scan. In my case, I want to scan a vulnerable machine within a demonstration network. You can also set the threads to determine how many attacks will be conducted simultaneously. In this case, we'll use one. I'll also set the number of ports I want the scanner to check to be just 100, just for demonstration purposes. But in your case, you can use whatever number you'd wish. And then I'm going to show the options again. So we can see the rhosts and the ports have been set. So now I just need to run the module. And as it is running, you can see it has already picked up some of the open ports. We can see port 21 is open, 22 and 80 are open. And we can see the module completed, the auxiliary module. So how this module does this is that it sends a sync packet to the target machine. And if the port is open, the machine will send back a sync acknowledge packet. And if the port is closed, the target machine will send back a reset acknowledge packet. So this is how you can check for various machines or networks to see which ports are open, and it is a form of information gathering. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure to contact Techmax Solutions for all your cyber needs.